Welcome to the Hobby Jogger Podcast, where elite athletes and ham and eggers lace up their stories. We explore the common ground that running creates, from the world-class runner to the hobbyist hitting the pavement, trail, or treadmill. Expect a blend of inspiration, laughter, and the shared joy that makes every step count. Join us on this journey where every run is a story worth sharing. Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Hobby Jogger. I am the co-host, Casey Koza, once again joined by Mr. Rob Myers, my co-host with the most. Rob, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Trying to motivate myself to get out there when it's cold and actually get in a few miles. Hopefully, I'm successful after we record this because I haven't done it yet today, like I should have.
Yeah, I feel you. Low of 11 degrees here this morning in Ohio. Did not go outside yet today. Rode the indoor bike a bit early this morning, and that was about it for me. Long run tomorrow. Gonna be a little bit warmer, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, excited. I know we got some feedback that we didn't do enough for the world of tendons. So we are bringing back our good friend, Mr. Abu Gurgis. Abu, thank you for coming back for Tendon Talk Part 2.
Thanks for having me back. I'm excited.
Yeah, of course. Like that, it was, again, I'm going to get very educated on this topic here. I don't, like I told you, I don't know. I don't know shit about it, Rob, when it comes to tendon health.
Yeah, well, the people have spoken and they want more. They demand it.
Yeah, it was not a thing back in the 80s and 90s when I, was young and able. So yeah, this is I think, Abu, and do you agree that it's kind of like this is the next thing? I mean, I know I said that last episode, but I was looking for other like podcast material on it. I can't find a whole lot.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, there's so much information getting put out there. And now that, like, as a society, we're kind of like deep in this information age of it's getting filtered better and better and better. And like actual high quality evidence-based advice and guidance is getting pushed higher and higher. People are becoming more and more aware of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Of like, proper training principles has always been a thing since the dawn of time. It's more accessible to the general public. And now more people are training better. And it's no surprise, like everybody's numbers are going up. Like number of running participants, like the big thing the past couple of years was the Boston qualifying time extremely dropping down. I think it's just a byproduct of one, more people getting involved in the sport, two, access to high quality training and high quality information has just increased rather than just information as a whole. The type of information getting put out and getting consumed is changed.
Now you mentioned, that the participation going up. So I want to get your take. I know you're in tune. Before we get into tendon part 2 here, I want to get your take on something that was recently announced this week, because I know you're in tune with the Pennsylvania trail running world. Very in tune.
I think I know you're gonna ask.
Yeah, UTMB comes in and decides Happy Valley is for UTMB. Didn't even know there was a trail race out there, to be honest. I knew there was rumors of an East Coast race getting purchased, and I didn't think it was going to be that one because I didn't know it existed. But how do you feel about that?
Man, we're going right into it. Like the purist in me is not a fan. Again, just like with UTMBs and like Ironman groups' whole business model, and how it relates to trail running in of itself and the culture and community. But as running as a whole, and I've kind of changed my thought on it. I think it's going to be a somewhat net positive. But again, I'm a very big supporter of going to local races, supporting small businesses, supporting your local races. Like the world major marathons, they have to exist for a reason, and it gets people into the sport. Some people's only running ambition is to run one world major. And if that got somebody into running, so be it. Great. However, does every race need to be a world major, or does every race have to be under the UTMB umbrella? I don't think that's what's best for the culture. So I'm conflicted. I think it's going to be a net positive. Like knee jerk reaction was like, oh God, no. So it's like I'm conflicted.
Yeah, like I look, I'm going to enter OCC here in a couple weeks. So, you know, whatever. Did I want to see UTMB come to Pennsylvania? No, but the races that exist there already, World's End, Laurel Highlands, in Eastern States, those races are going to be just fine. There's so much around those races. I look at it that it's going to be UTMB marketing Pennsylvania for for trail runners. And then you look, oh, here's these other races that I had no idea existed because they are, I don't want to say they're like niche races, but they are like smaller. They're not Western States. They're not UTMB. They're not Hard Rock. They're not those races, but they're awesome races. And so I'm just hoping it brings more attention overall to the state and to those races.
Right. And that's why I say I think it's going to be a net positive, but I still am like apprehensive to like stomping out local races. That's like I think, and I think that's everyone's concern.
I get they want the New York crowd. It's not a far, Happy Valley's not a far drive from New York, from DC, from Philadelphia. Yeah, it makes sense to put a race near a population center, which they have Grindstone. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a net win, like you, net positive. Do I like to see it come to Pennsylvania? No, not really. And I don't think there's that big of a market for people willing to wait 5 or 6 years in a lottery, maybe more, because the more races you buy, the more stones there are, the more entrants there are, the longer the wait list is.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I mean, it's one of those not in my backyard. Like it's a good thing overall. I feel bad for the local
Yeah.
community, like the people that for years have been running that race and they look forward to it every year. But at the end of the day, you look at it globally, I think it's a good thing. And you look at it from the US, if you want to go out there, run a UTMB race to get the stones to get into UTMB, it's a good thing. Every race they add in the US, because there's not that many of them.
Yeah. But again, I'm not for stomping out the local communities and cultures.
Agree
That's
100%.
like that's what made me fall in love with the sport. Why are we going to take that away?
Yeah. Yeah. 100% agree, which is why I will be entering the 70-mile Laurel Highlands race tomorrow.
There we go. Yes.
Yes.
You're doing it?
Yeah. I support local. I
Let's
think
go.
Will says he's doing it again. We'll see. I know, Rob, you in?
I'd love to see that happen.
I'm going to be there. I don't know if I'm in for 70. I'm in for something.
And Casey, just know mile 50ish starts to smooth out. So you're good. You just got
Yeah, I saw that when I ran the back half 50K. Yeah, it was real smooth there at last. Yeah, I was waiting for it and just never. I think honestly of that course, the back 50, the hardest part was the last 3 miles for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a technical descent the whole way.
Yeah, it was brutal.
But again, if you have the legs for it, you can just bomb it.
Yeah, I'd like to go out there one day, after I haven't run 28 miles, I think it'd probably be a little bit better at it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But no, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad anytime I get to plug, the local races, Laurel, World's End in Eastern States, because those are local to me in Pennsylvania, even though I live in Ohio now, but that's where I grew up and enjoy going back every summer for it. And Rob, I know we have a big group. The group is building for this year's Laurel Highlands race. So
Yeah, this will be my 4th year. I think there's quite a few new faces.
yep, this will be my 4th year as well. Quite a few new faces coming out this year. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun and looking forward to that. But the reason you're here, Abu, is for tendon talk, because Rob and I need to learn. So as to lengthen our career, make our career a little bit better, and maybe hopefully prevent some injuries from occurring or rehabbing if those injuries do flare up. So most of this show, Abu, is going to be you telling us and us learning because yeah, I don't have a lot of knowledge on this topic at all, which is the main reason I wanted you back for part 2. And
Get your pen and paper ready. Let's go.
always got the pen and paper ready. So let's start off with injury recovery, because I know we talked a little bit about it last time. You hear so many runners, athletes in general, Achilles issues. How can let's start off with preventing first off. I think that's probably a good idea, right?
Yeah, well, we'll start there. And I'm just coming off like the worst flu of my life. So sorry if I'm like congested, like sniffly. So as far as prevention as a concept, it does not exist. Okay.
What do you mean?
You can't prevent anything in life. Okay. To absolutely eliminate the likelihood of something happening, especially in injuries, because they're so complicated and there's multiple factors going into it.
Should we say mitigate?
Yeah, I like that. Simply because it's a when somebody gets injured, it's an emotional experience as well. They get frustrated of like, oh, what was I doing? What wasn't I doing? I thought I was doing all the right things and this still happened. I thought I was doing the exercise to prevent this. And then it happens. Now you have even more work to do to overcome that, rather than like, all right, what are the things to optimize our health and our performance and consistently over a long period of time? And whatever hiccups happen, how do we manage those? Is like how I like to look at things.
So somebody, yeah, they could listen to everything you say to prevent the injury, still get injured, but they did everything correctly. So we're just trying to decrease the chances of somebody,
Right.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And it's like the best athletes in the world get hurt all the time.
Yep.
They're more than likely than us, for sure, are doing all the right things, but they're still getting injured. So you can't prevent injuries. I think pain is an intrinsic part of life. It kind of needs to be embraced to also be controlled, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it comes to the realm of sports performance, running, training, trail running, even something like extreme, like sky running, mountain running, whatever, you have either knowingly or unknowingly increased those risks. And that's okay. Like every day I come to work and I turn on my car, I accept the risk that an 18-wheeler might just blow right through me. The risk of driving a car. Everything has a risk and it's okay as long as you are okay with them.
Yeah, it's called life, right?
Exactly. So that's kind of my take on like injury prevention as a whole and like a buzzword.
Yeah, makes sense.
But as far as like the things to properly take care of your healthy functioning body and get it performing as well as possible, there's multiple things. Your training and load management. So again, we talked about last episode of most people get injured by doing too much too soon after doing too little too long. Okay. So the person that's fresh off of an injury and really excited to train again, and they ramp up their volume, and then they get hurt a month to 3 months later, that's called like a boom or bust cycle. Okay.
Same thing I'm sure exists for tendons. We're not just going to blow them out here the first week. You got to build the volume.
Yes, even more so for tendons because they have less blood supply than, let's say, your muscle. So they heal slower.
Okay.
So last episode, I talked about the acronym TLT, tendons left tension. When it comes to tendon rehab, another acronym is TTT, tendons take time.
Got it.
So even when you're out of that pain phase of like, all right, my knee, like my patella tendon below my knee isn't hurting, my quad tendon above my knee isn't hurting, my heel or Achilles isn't hurting, does not mean tissue healing has stopped. Okay, that does not mean you are done with the recovery process.
Got it. Okay.
Because tendons take time. And managing the load and slowly and gradually building that back up is very important. I know like we talked about prevention, and we kind of went into an injury, but this still matters for the healthy person. You can't have wild swings in your weekly volume, for example. That's like the easiest way. There's numbers. Week over week, how many miles or how many hours are you running a week? You can't go from 5 to 8 suddenly. Why? Because tendons take time, even a healthy one. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because I'm trying to think like things that I've had happen to me, and like the patellar especially, just it took forever. Like it was. It was like months of just pain and being injured, and it's very frustrating. Now, in hindsight, yeah, maybe I probably came back too soon and then put too much volume into it. Not from running. This is back in soccer days. Football for those that really understand. So, yeah, no, it makes perfect sense to me, Abu. How I guess, how often do you see athletes that just, because I know it's, and we talked about it a little bit the last episode, where people just want to go out blasting always. That's like our nature, especially with athletes that want to get better. Oh, I need to get healthy so I can get back running. How often do you see that just blow up on them? Like, it's a pretty common mistake when it comes to tendons.
Yes, very, very. Like boom or bust cycle is it's like a term in a textbook it's a behavioral pattern that is very, very important to one, identify, and then two, change. Because if that behavioral cycle doesn't stop, this person's always going to keep getting injured and then end up in what's called, like, not a textbook term, rehab purgatory, where you get banged up, you shut it down, then you feel a little bit good, you go back into it, then you get banged up, shut it down, and you're just spinning your wheels. So it's a very important thing, and it doesn't have anything to do with training and everything to do with an individual mindset of, again, especially in the world of endurance sports, the long game is the game. And it's not the micro of this 12-week training block. It's the macro of, can I stack consistent running weeks over and over and over again, months and months, years and years again, consistently without taking massive breaks.
The people that I follow that I think are really good, it's a gentle curve up and then it's a long plateau and then their event.
Exactly.
I'll see some people that they'll be pretty consistent, and then but just for some reason they want to have like these two, we'll say they're doing 50 miles a week. They want to have these 2 90-mile weeks. It's like, well, that doesn't really do anything for you other than open you up to injury. Like, you're not going to get, now if you stack together, 8 weeks of volume increasing to 90, where you're at 60, 70, 80, 90 a couple weeks, then you're getting a lot out of it, I feel.
100%.
Yeah, which I guess we're kind of into the training there, but I assume it's very similar with the tendon health and in the exercises that you recommend. Like, starting off, my Achilles, how much time do you want that at tension? Like, week 1, haven't done anything ever in my life. How much time do you want, like, that Achilles at tension?
Yeah, got it. So how it pertains to a healthy overall tendons, again, what we talked about last time, it just needs load and a lot of it. Okay. Isometrics and eccentrics, what we talked about last time, are the easiest ways.
Can you go over what those are real quick?
So isometric is holding one position and not moving.
Got it.
Okay.
You're going to stand on your toes.
Yes. Okay. I'll be on my tippy toes and I'm just staying there. Okay. I'm holding the top, I'm holding the bottom, I'm holding the middle of a calf raise, whatever it might be.
I can't remember if we covered this, so forgive me if we did and it's repeated, but like standing at the edge of a stair, do you know what I mean? So your heel is lower than something. That's also one of the isometrics.
Also an isometric.
Okay.
Yeah. An isometric is just a position. It's an action. Okay. I can isometrically hold my elbow at 90 degrees and stay here.
Got it. Okay. And don't bounce. I know, do not bounce, right?
Yes. No bouncing.
No bounce.
That's no longer iso. Yeah. Okay. An eccentric is lengthening under load. Okay. So the way down from a calf raise. The only reason those two are like buzzwords now is because they're very, very easy to overload. So what that means, and it's very important for the healthy tendon. Okay. Let's say I can only do 10 calf raises before I fail with 50 pounds. But I can do a calf raise isometric with 100 pounds. I have now introduced more load into that tendon than I otherwise could with just regular calf raises.
Okay. So you would rather have me, like, I get my kettlebell. We'll say I have a 100-pound kettlebell. I don't, because that would be silly for me. And I hold it and I do my calf raises and I just hold it there. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting more out of that than just doing just the calf raises up and down, up and down. Is that what we're tendon wise?
No, you should be doing both.
Okay. I should be doing both.
And this is a very important thing. Everybody's looking for the next best thing.
Yeah.
The best thing. I want the absolute best. It does not
Well,
exist.
that's why I have you here,
It's
Abu.
everything. Okay. And like this, like how to frame it of you should be doing heavy calf raises. You should be getting big, strong calves because that will also help your tendons and too, it'll also help your gastroc and your soleus, which is your calf muscles. You should be doing isometrics because you can put more weight than you otherwise could. You should be doing plyometrics. Okay. And it sounds like a lot because it is, and it's okay. Because if you, like what we talked about last time, a little bit goes a long way.
Got it. Yes. Yeah.
So you do need to do your calf raises and your strength training. You do need to do your isometrics. And again, I don't want it to be overwhelming because what I'm talking about is like 2 sets when you go to the gym.
Okay. That's what I wanted to, that was, okay. So that's starting out. That's what you want my volume to be, is just 2 sets of calf raises, isometric and eccentric.
Mate, I wouldn't waste my, like if you're a healthy person, like you can do eccentrics.
Okay.
Like I use eccentrics in a rehab setting because they tend to be more tolerable to load a tendon without somebody getting flared up.
Okay.
Okay. So like you can do your calf raises, heavy isometrics, plyometrics. Congratulations. You did what you had to do to have a strong and robust tendon to reduce your risk of injury and improve your performance.
Got it. So yeah, 2 sets. How many times a week?
You say 2 to 3 times a week.
2 or 3. So not much. We're not doing a
We'll
whole
keep
lot.
it very simple.
Very simple.
That's like 5 minutes a day. And really like 15 if we're being like
Got it. Okay.
honest with like time to like break and whatnot.
Okay. So for isometric and we're up on our tippy toes, what do you recommend as far as weight? Like where to start? Where do you think it's going to make a difference for an average healthy person? 30 to
Okay.
50.
So
Yeah.
not you, Rob. We'll talk about you in a bit.
No, I'm in that 30 to 50 range.
For the uninjured person, high intensity. So again, I was sick all of this week, but last week I hit an isometric PR. Again, I like to gamify training. It keeps it engaging. I held 350 pounds for 30 seconds. It is high intensity, high effort.
Okay.
And I can't calf raise 350 pounds, but with an isometric, I can hold it. That's the value of the isometric.
Something concerning here. I've seen, ships with their mooring rope snap. Do I need to worry about that happening to my Achilles tendon, putting it under this much load?
The Achilles tendon is one of the most robust tendons in the human body. It is very hard to tear. There's
Unless I have
reasons like
ultras.
basketball. Yes. Yeah, unless you have ultras.
Hold on.
Again, I would say heavyweight, shoot for 30 seconds. If you can hold the same weight for 60 seconds, go up in weight. That would be like a safe guideline for progressions. Okay. If you can comfortably hold it for 60, you absolutely can go up up in weight and reduce the time. Of like that calf raise PR example or ISO example I just put up, I was sweating bullets during those 30 seconds. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But if you're new to it, it's going to be hard anyways. And if it feels like a joke, increase the weight, see what happens, and then try and hold the weight as long as you can. If you can go beyond a minute, you can put on some more weight. It's okay.
Got it. Okay. So, all right. Going to start with because I think I have 70 pounds of weight. Yeah. That I could just, in Rob, we could do it like behind our desk, you work,
True.
Just get up, and if you're fortunate enough to work from home, just have your weights there, and very easy, something very simple. All right. We covered the Achilles. That's the last tendon I know anything about, Abu, and I knew very little about that. The patellar. What are some other isometric holds that would be beneficial for runners?
Leg extension and leg curl. So that's your quad tendon, patellar tendon, and your hamstring tendons. So you're kicking out.
Okay.
Leg extension.
Got it. Okay. So you're sitting in your chair and just extend it out and just hold it there.
Yeah, but you need weight again. So you go to your gym, you go to that seated kicking machine, put the pin way down, kick up against that pad as hard as you can, push, 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 push. 30 seconds go by, take a break.
Hey folks, if you're loving the stories, tips, and laughs we're dishing out, make sure you don't miss an episode. Hit that subscribe button so you're the first to know when a new episode drops. And hey, if you've got a second, why not leave us a review? Your feedback helps us improve and keeps this running community growing. Lace up, hit subscribe, and let's get back into the show. Oh, for the seated, yeah, because it's just your basic. Okay. Got it. And then the extended, same machine. Just as much as you can lift one rep and then try and hold it.
I think understanding what tendons do and how to train them will make a lot of this clear.
Okay.
Okay. So last episode, we talked about tendons being rubber bands. Okay. When you have a thick rubber band, you don't need to pull it far, and it has a lot of energy. And once you let go, it flies away. Okay. Creating tendon thickness and stiffness is the goal. Okay. Muscle strength is also the goal. Heavy strength training hits all of that. So if you're running and you aren't actively strength training two times a week, just start there. Just lift some weights. Everything else I'm going to talk about, it's minutia compared to that. So how it pertains to like oriented, yes.
Yeah, we've stressed that here, strength training, and it does make a world of difference, like from everything, speed, endurance, everything. Just doing simple, squat, what's the thing where I put my foot behind me on the stool, Rob, and squat, single leg squat?
Yeah, rear foot elevated split squat, Bulgarian squats.
Bulgarian split squat. Yeah, that one, and lunges. Like that's my whole routine. That's
perfect. That's good enough.
Yeah.
And like all of these are strategies just to put the system, the human, under load in a way that is not running. Okay. We need variability. We need different stressors. So if you only get good at one thing, the second you have an outside stressor that isn't that one thing, you'll get banged up because you have no durability or stress resistance against it.
Got it. Okay. I know one I mentioned the last show was the single-legged wall sit.
Yeah.
You recommend?
Great.
Okay.
Love
great.
it.
I like
great for your quad tendon, great for your patellar tendon. Yeah. Love it.
I got the score of great, Rob.
You're doing good. You keeping score?
I am. So, okay. So that's another one. Now I'm sorry. I talked over you when you said what it works. Quads for sure. That's where I feel it the most. What else?
Your quad tendon, your patellar tendon. They kind of work together. They just change names where they are, like above the knee, below the knee. It's great. Okay. So when we establish the fact that you just have to lift weights 2 times a week consistently, you're going to get a lot of these tendon health benefits. Okay. Now to make them even better, then you introduce like very heavy resistance training, very heavy isometrics. Okay. And now like the whole tier of plyometrics that can get involved. There's multiple tiers within plyometrics, and you should touch all of them. So it's like do everything a little bit and you're good.
Yeah. I can honestly say, I don't know about you, Rob, this is the first time in my life I have ever heard the term weighted isometric. Like I brand new to me today is weighted isometric. Well, brand new from the last 2 episodes, but yeah, I had never before this ever heard about this. So
gotcha. Okay.
Brand new to me. Like it truly is. Like,
yeah. So we just need to put ourselves under heavy loads when we're not running, because running is only one type of stress. Okay. We need variability. Okay. Like the human body is designed to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
And when we get too specific, like the person that only runs, and then they have to do anything remotely different from running, like going up a hill or down a hill. We all probably felt it. Down like a very hilly race, the downhills crush our quads.
Yep.
We're not used to it. Our knees start hurting. Our quads blow.
A lot of things start hurting.
Not because downhill running is bad, but we were not prepared for downhills.
Which, Rob, Black Canyon, all downhill.
All downhill. Well, question, it's a running show, so we're focused kind of on the waist down. What do we think about the waist up? When you're working out, you're laying on the bench, you got the dumbbells, same thing, just grab them and hold them? Hold them up there instead of just up and down. Mm.
The muscles in your upper body have tendons too. Again, we're runners, so we're more concerned with the waist down. You look at a picture, they're doing upper body plyometrics, they're doing upper body isometrics and whatnot. As us for runners, it doesn't really matter that much. Like I don't do them often because like I don't need a strong bicep tendon. I'm not pulling my arm way back to pitch a baseball 100 plus miles per hour. I wish I could, but I can't. So it's like, but upper body strength training still very important. Big biceps look really cool on race day pictures. But then there's a bunch of other reasons why upper body strength matters for running and running economy and whatever. But yes, it still matters.
Yeah. Well, we need a strong core as well, right? But maybe instead of doing
Exactly.
50 sit-ups, you just kind of hold it, crunch up in a ball, hold it for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be tendons in the abdominal region, right?
Every muscle has a tendon because a tendon's job is, excuse me, is just to attach muscle to bone.
Huh. We should have led with that, I think.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
I don't think I knew that.
Casey just had his mind blown.
I just never, I never learned about it. I don't know. And I read a lot and do like this is all brand new to me. So
How big the tendon is, what its utility is in different areas of the body, different, but it is there. Because that's just how muscles attach to bones. That's it.
now you briefly mentioned plyometrics.
Yes.
And we're going to keep this let's keep it pertaining to like the Achilles heel area and the quads, like for runners. I know you said to introduce them slowly. What are a couple like very beginner, mentioned jumping rope. So we'll go a little bit beyond that. What is like step 2 of the plyometrics, or if it's something just not necessarily for performance, but I got a feeling they're going to be pretty similar, but for injury reduction.
Here's like another big concept of training is rehab and rehab is training.
Okay.
All rehab is just training in a painful environment. Okay. Of you're trying to decrease the pain just to open up the capacity for more training to occur.
Yeah.
Okay. The weights might be different, but the principles still remain the same. We need to calm down the area, get the range of motion, so do our mobility, and then we need to load it and strengthen the area so it's more durable. Whether that happens in a rehab setting or a training setting, doesn't matter. It's the same principle. How it looks might be a little different, but the underlying principle is the same.
Got it. Oh, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Because recovery, which we just did an episode with Dr. Bonnie about recovery, that's, you train, then you recover, then you train, then you recover. I mean, that's, see, this is a good segue, I think, Rob, from Dr. Bonnie.
Yeah. And I don't want to deviate too far, but you always hear for some injuries just running through it. And there's some truth to it from the runner's perspective, right? There's certain injuries that after your body warms up and your muscles loosen up, it seems like, hey, everything's good to go. And then, so what is your opinion on kind of running through an injury?
Yeah. Oh, exciting. Now we get to this is one of my other favorite topics is pain as a concept of pain is also multifaceted. Have you guys heard of the central governor?
Like, do you mean that like a governor on a car that keeps you below a speed limit?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
This is actually the same exact thing. I forgot which book it was. I think in Door. He talks about it a lot in the book. I think it's Alex Hutchinson. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, our brain has something called we'll call it a central governor. Okay, of its job is to protect us and keep us alive.
Yes. Which during a race you want to quit, and
Correct.
Your mind goes through every excuse of, oh hey, my girlfriend's going to be at this aid station. I can just drop here and say my ankle hurts and ain't no big thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the metaphorical demons, or more tangible. You touch a hot stove, you don't think about it, you automatically pull back. You didn't consciously pull back your hand. That was a true reflex. Your body's wired to keep you safe. The same thing of there's pain that's we'll call central governor pain of us this is getting challenging. Your body is getting concerned. Your brain's getting concerned, and it's sending signals hey, this is not good.
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll start to experience pain, but if you endure it, it just kind of flies away. But then there's also, oh, my heel hurts and my Achilles looks like a golf ball. That's real pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're actually no, they're both real, but they follow different pathways through your nervous system. Okay. Pain is very heavily influenced by a multitude of things. Okay. The environment, the physical stress, internal stress, everything.
Yeah. You're in your mentality, I'm sure, perceives those much differently,
Right.
other real danger and, perceived.
Right.
But that's what so many people are taught today, that if it hurts, stop doing that.
Yeah. And there's a balancing act.
I agree.
Yeah, like that kind of reinforces like what's called like a fear avoidance behavior of every time like pain is bad. And every time I feel pain, I need to stop. That's sometimes not true.
Do you notice differences? Like, because back in the 90s when I played sports, it was play through this injury. Like, you're fine. Like, even like head injuries didn't matter. It was just play through this. Do you notice a difference in the generations in how they deal with injuries? Like someone just cut, like we'll say 21 to 25 versus someone my age, 42, and how they deal
Heavily. Yeah, heavily. And like this is like cultural norms, societal norms, like what you talked about, like the old school 80s, train through it. People go like, oh yeah, it hurts, but that's okay. And they just don't care. That's like a dismissive behavior. And then like other people are fear avoidant of like the second they feel anything that isn't comfort, they get apprehensive and pull back. Both are not conducive to progress and health.
Yes.
They're extremes. They're on opposite ends of the same extreme spectrum. I think like the older generation, they a little bit more blunt. They like very clear, more instruction. People more so my age, like they're accepting of the nuances. I wouldn't say like one's tougher than the other, or like, I haven't seen a pattern with that. I don't know.
Because it could be the exact same injury to the exact same degree. It's not toughness. It's dumb when you're that injured and you just try and run through it like it is. Like I don't want to conflate toughness, here.
Yeah.
And just being intelligent, I guess. So
Right. And there's a balancing act of like you can be negligent and just push your body well past than what it's supposed to be doing in that current moment. And you could be avoidant. Sometimes you do need to like work through it just a little bit to make some progress.
Yeah.
And if you keep avoiding any ounce of discomfort, you miss out on that progress. And that's why I say they're both extremes and they're both not conducive to progress.
So we need to be in the middle.
Correct.
Somewhere in the.
Do you think maybe it's a good idea that, knees bothering you, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to sit it out today, I'm not going to go for that run. Maybe you go out and you take it easy. Maybe you put 2-3 miles in, see if the injury starts to feel a little better. And if it doesn't, or it's getting worse, then maybe it's a rest day.
Bingo. That's how you play the middle ground. Like an example is like, all right, my knee's bothering me. I have a speed workout scheduled. I really don't think I can hit these paces without my knee bothering me. Let's turn it into an easy run, see what happens. Oh, I had an hour speed workout scheduled. I did an hour easy instead, and I felt good. Great. I made progress, and I didn't bang myself up. So I didn't grit through a speed workout and potentially make my injury worse. And I didn't avoid it, so I lost out on progress. We found the middle ground. And that's how you play the long game. And that's how you stack consistent weeks over and over and over again without getting severely banged up. Because you're still doing the thing. We're adjusting it depending on how we feel. And we can do that consistently over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. And I think, I want to say it was Jess Brazeau who I was talking to about this. And it's not like for us that we work, our training schedule has to be a certain way. I mean, we're going to do a long run on Saturdays because I can't do a long run on Tuesday afternoon. I have a job and I have to pay bills, so I can't do that. But if we just look at training a little bit different, we're like Tuesday doesn't have to be a speed workout, right? Which is exactly what you're saying.
No, it's just like a culture. Like me had say Monday is chest day. Runners, Tuesday is track day.
Yeah, so you go Tuesday. It doesn't have to be that way. You can just, and I had one scheduled and went out, just didn't feel like doing it that day. I was like, I can go run easy for an hour, no problem today. I just don't feel at all like doing it. and change it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was her, was like, just make up your schedule during the week. Like, have what you want to do planned. Like, okay, I want to do this workout, these trail runs, whatever, and just do what you feel like doing that day. Like, because you're going to get more out of your workouts and your running if you just do what you feel like doing, get it all done. But yeah, kind of set your own schedule,
Bingo.
not pattern it.
Yes. And that's exactly how you like reduce your risk of injury too. Because like I said, injuries are influenced by multiple things. If I'm bogged, like again, we all have jobs. If I'm stressed with work, family, relationships, whatever. I didn't sleep good that night, and I'm dreading this speed workout, and I feel like a bag of bricks. I'm not properly recovered. I'm probably not properly trained. I'm overstressed, so cortisol is high. And then I go and try and stress myself even more rather than just taking it back. That is also how you adjust in the micro to promote long term, like macro consistency, which matters way more for overall progress, overall health, and like injury risk reduction.
I think it's good to have multiple goals too. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling great. I'm going to do this. If I'm feeling really bad, at least I got in this, right? Whether it's 15 minutes, just workout, just body weight workouts. I really wanted to go for a run for an hour. I wanted to go to the gym and lift heavy for an hour, but I got the bare minimum in. Like, the bare minimum is not the goal. The bare minimum is when I put my head down at night, I'm okay with it.
100%. Exactly. Like you give me the guy that can operate at 60% forever, or the person that can operate at 100% sometimes, the guy that can operate at 60% is going to win, depending on how long the timeline is.
Makes sense. Consistency and yeah, 60%. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing something. You're ahead of the guy at 0%.
Exactly. You're ahead of the guy that's in that boomer bust cycle.
Yeah, the doom loop.
Exactly. I like that. The doom loop. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, it's one of my drinking terms. You get stuck in the doom loop. Your only thing to cure your hangover is another, shot of Jameson, and yeah, we're stuck in the doom loop for a week, right, Rob?
Sometimes it's not a bad thing if it's after a 50K, right?
No, sometimes it's not bad. Sometimes it's a good time. But yeah, the doom loop. So yeah. Okay, we got a little off track there from tendon talk, but I feel that it's very important part of the whole tendon talk.
Mm-hmm. Everything we just talked about is how you preserve happy, healthy tendons and promote an increase in performance. You're consistently strength training. You're accommodating your training to your life and how your body feels internally and externally. And you're stacking that over and over and over again. And you are not doing too much too soon. Congratulations. You are doing everything from a bare bones perspective you need to do to keep yourself performing as best as you can for as long as you can. Everything we actually just talked about is what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at my outline here, and that pretty much, because even the performance bit of it. Yeah, if I can consistently run, 60 miles now, I can run 65 miles for a, during a training block. I'm going to be just that much better because it's more time on my feet and more injury-free time on my feet, which is most important. So yeah, makes perfect sense to me.
Yep. And more load on your tendons.
And more load on your tendons. So you have the springy look, heading into mile, whatever you are of whatever race, whether it's a 5K, 10K, 100-mile, whatever.
Get that Jim Walmsley look, right?
The Jim Walmsley bounce. Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah. It's pretty amazing after 100 miles. He's not shuffling. And there's a couple of those, few of those guys and women that can do that, which is, I feel like someone's paid a lot of attention to a tendon person that's able to do that. So
That's a happy tendon right there.
A very happy tendon.
because I'm sure that none of this is a secret to like the elite athletes, right, Abu?
Right. Right.
They've all been doing this. This isn't something. I mean, I've known of plyometrics and isometrics since I was a kid. I just did not understand, or
It's the application. That's always like everybody has the information. It's how do I apply this to myself where people get caught up? And I think that's where people want to like grasp at. What's the best thing? It doesn't exist. Whatever you can do consistently. If your only bandwidth for plyometrics is doing some pogos, great. Only do that and do them well. Because guess what? In order to jump, you need to bend your knee.
Yeah.
And you're influencing your patellar and quad tendon. Great. You're checking that off too. Like the other tiered system, it's great to have, but identify whatever your bare minimum that you can do and stick to that. And then eventually pick that up. It's just like running, like what we just talked about with the weekly volume thing.
That reminds me, I'm going to order my jump rope right now.
Still haven't ordered your jump rope, dude?
No, I meant to. Rob, you have one. You said, right?
I do.
Yeah. You should have reminded me. No, because it's something I do. I'm going to put in, here we go. Nice. $5.99 jump rope.
Did you get the one with the beads that makes noise when it hits the ground?
No, I just got a simple one. I don't need more noise around the house. Got it. See, Abu, I'm learning.
I love it.
As we speak, I'm getting it done. So yeah. No,
lowest hanging fruits. That's all that matters.
I feel that it's a very low hanging fruit that the common runner, the hobby jogger, has not really got a hold of yet. Because like I said, other than Jason Fitzgerald Strength Running Podcast, other than that, I had not heard it mentioned in any kind of running.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think at all. Rob, did you?
No, not at all. And I listen to a fair amount of running podcasts, I have to admit. And no, not a popular topic.
I know we had mentioned it briefly, and this is what I want to wrap up with you, Abu. I hope you're familiar with it. Normally, if I were to cite a study, I'm not actually citing a study because I haven't read it, and I don't know what it's called, but there was a study on how much I believe it was isometrics and plyometrics benefited running efficiency. Because we mentioned before that I believe that running efficiency matters way more than VO2 max. That's just my personal opinion. And if you listen to my opinion, I probably not good. I might not be right. Yeah, like we did mention the study last time, but do you know exactly what it said or not?
Don't quote me on it. It's somewhere between like 12 and 20%.
Okay.
Either way, that's a huge number.
Yeah.
Because we spent $300 on shoes, like the Nike Alpha Fly, like when it first came out, they called it the 4%.
Yeah, 4%.
It improved running economy by 4%. And it was a groundbreaking technology. This activity, more than triple that. And all you have to do, 10 to 15 minutes, 2 to 4 times a week.
Yeah. And we're stressing here, do not overdo it at the beginning because you're not going to get 12 to 20%. You're going to be seeing somebody like Abu at a rehab facility for whatever injury it is that you pick up. But no, I wanted to end with that because I just wanted to reinforce how beneficial this can be.
Yeah.
In the studies, maybe I'll find the study when I'm eating dinner tonight, and we'll link it in the show notes, Rob. Or Abu, if you have it, or you can find it and send it to me, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll send it to you. Yeah, I think I have it somewhere in a folder.
I know the Strength Learning Podcast talked about it, but that's why I wanted to bring it up again, just because it's so impactful, both to your health, because you can start to stack weeks of miles up, in a row and really make an improvement if you want to make an improvement to your overall health, which I think anyone listening to the show probably does. So yeah, that's why I wanted to wrap it up with that study there.
Like the biggest things I want to make sure that get put across is there's a bunch of different types of plyometrics. There's a bunch of different activities. What matters most is, can you do a little bit of it and just like dabble every week consistently and without overdoing it? Great, you're doing good enough. There's a bunch of nuances within all of them that I personally enjoy because it's my passion, it's my livelihood, it's my hobby. It becomes majoring in the minors. Are you running consistently? Are you not taking massive swings in your running volume and intensity? Are you strength training consistently? And are you jumping consistently? None of that is like groundbreaking. I have to reframe my whole training plan activities. I'm talking like something you already do, having a little sense of responsibility and ownership over yourself, time, and long-term health, such as weekly volume and not trying to take big hero weeks, and eating your vegetables, like strength training 2 to 3 times a week, jumping 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah. Because hero weeks do not help you at all.
No, they just open you up for more liability.
If you're running 50 a week and you jump up to 100, that week did nothing for you at all. I don't think. I think just probably
I don't think so at all.
Yeah. Someone could disagree. That's fine. I don't see how it could. Consistency. We've preached that since we started the show. Correct, Rob?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't be that guy that goes out once a month and tries to run 50 miles.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Andy Glaze can jump up to 300 miles because Andy Glaze runs 100 miles a week for 5 years or whatever. Like him running 300 isn't a big deal.
Nuts.
I mean, it is, but not to his health and, running health, I should say. Yeah.
Right.
When you run 100 miles for 5 years, you can triple your distance. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So overall, consistency is king. Tendons get pissed off, or just injuries as a whole get pissed off when you do too much too soon. So it goes back right to consistency. That's being king. That's like your greatest weapon against whatever we want to call it, injury prevention, injury risk reduction, whatever. It's also your greatest weapon to improving your performance.
Agree. Yeah. And I thank you so much for sharing all this with us, Ibu, because we are hobby joggers trying to make things a little bit easier for us, a little bit more enjoyable, always enjoyable when you're not injured. And, hopefully this, resonates with some people and, helps them out, and maybe they can improve their running efficiency, 15% and take a big leap if they've already knocked down, nutrition, just general diet and strength training and all the ancillary things that go into one performance. So yeah. Thank you again for joining us for part 2, Abu. It was great to talk some UTMB shit talk with you.
Absolutely. I love to rag on them.
Yeah. I have no problem. Hey, like I said, I'm going to enter OCC here. So I'm a hypocrite, I guess. That's fine. But yeah, I just, I think it's a net plus. So I appreciate it. And from the hobby jogger here, we will see you next time. Rob, you got anything?
I do. Boo, once again, where can our listeners find you?
Best is to find me on Instagram at Abu_Gerges, Guerges. And for the tri-state area people, I work at Evo Health and Performance in Freehold, New Jersey. So if you're banged up or just want to improve your performance, come on down.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Hobby Jogger. We hope you've enjoyed our conversation today. And if you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your support keeps us moving forward. Until next time, keep those feet moving and enjoy the miles.